Hello, Amidians. Today we are thrilled to have Mr. Kunal Das on the podcast, and he's a seasoned DevOps engineer, and he has a rich background in cloud infrastructures, automation, DevOps, and he has worked in the companies like Tiger Analytics and Quest Corp. Kunal is also active community organizer for Kubernetes user group in India, and he holds a passion for building robust, scalable systems. So let's start with the questions what we got from students at Amity University.
Sure.
Uh, so the first question is: has someone just started out in tech? DevOps sounds really vast. Can you explain in simple words what DevOps actually is and why it's important for AI/ML students like us?
Okay, so there are two part of the question. First one I will answer like what DevOps is, right? And then how it is important for AI/ML students. So DevOps is basically culmination of development and operation teams. So you are not at least developing core softwares, everything, but you are automating the softwares because a single piece of software cannot go to production. It has to be tested, it has to go through a lot of checks quality wise, and lastly it has to scale depend on your needs, and also it has to fit into a system, either you deploy into a server, you deploy into a microservice, whatnot. So DevOps bridges the gap. Again, if I say there is no coding involved, that is completely wrong. Every day, almost every day you have to write code, but the code will not be related to your application, more towards your infrastructure, more towards your automation and all. And now, if an independent person want to get into DevOps, there are first basic prerequisites. First is Linux, they have to learn GitHubs, etc. They have to master completely. On top of that, they have to learn a language which they are comfortable in, either Python, Go, PowerShell, whatever. This language help you to automate stuffs in multiple systems. Now, coming to the point how AI/ML students need to understand a little bit of DevOps or understand if they're interested in what they have to do, etc. Any machine learning model or any artificial intelligence model, whatnot, they can't run anywhere, right? They have to run on a cloud or they have to run on a local system. But a local system, what is running on your laptop, cannot scale. If you want to build a product, you have to host it somewhere. You have to secure that part. You have to continuously deploy it to that particular server or particular system. This part will be done by a DevOps first person. If you know that by yourself, then what happens? You are not only developing something, you know how to make it available to other people. Suppose you develop a web page, then you have to host it a GitHub open source. They do. They have to host it somewhere, right? www.something.com, example.com. So other people can view it. Similarly, you build a product, AI product or ML product, your own model. Maybe what it does, maybe it upscales the image, as basic as that. But other people has to use it. Then only you will get the feedback. If you want to use it locally, a dev environment, there is no DevOps needed. But if you want to scale it, if you want to make it available to other persons, other people who need to use it, if you want to scale it, hyper scale it, then DevOps kicks in. And I think the more and more AI and ML stuff will grow, DevOps has to go simultaneously, because otherwise there is no place, no way you can handle the sheer volume of data and sheer volume of everything that's there.
So I think for the first question we have got the answer, and let's move on to the second question. That is, you have worked in so many companies and uh, sorry. You have worked in so many different companies and roles, from a system admin to a DevOps engineer. How would you decide? How did you decide that DevOps is going to be my future career path, and you started working on?
So if I reflect on my personal journey, when I started, I was a system admin. So basically, what I was doing, like, there was some website. That time there was no, it was not popular, at least in India, that the DevOps thing. So we are hosting this application or a website into Windows Server. Then we needed to scale that to two server based on the load on weekends. Then we had to make sure that it turns off on particular time. We had multiple environments. The dev environment, when it goes to QA, then the second part need to be active for the first one to go down. So that's what it started kicking in. Knowingly, unknowingly, I was learning about DevOps concept. That time DevOps was not a thing, but I was learning the concept and scripting something means writing script to deploy from local to there. That time, now it is getting called at CI/CD. That time, the concept was not that clear, at least where I was working. Then when cloud, AWS, Azure, this thing came, right? So when Azure basically came, I saw the opportunity, like everything was moving to Azure rather than your on-premises service, everything was moving. So I also jumped on a boat, learned a few services, how it works. And basically what was there before the cloud came on-premises, those only migrated to cloud. The names changed, the way we interact changed, but the core concepts were very same. And that's how I got into it. And why I got into DevOps, if I have to say, I love it, love doing it. The way you automate stuff, reduce time for any person, it amazes me. Nothing, I feel like time is the most valuable thing. And once you automate stuff, it reduces a lot of time in terms of development, in terms of scaling, etc. And now, after the internet evolution came into India, 2014-15, everything is digital, and the way we consume data has changed a lot. Consume a lot of data, be it a match, cricket match or whatnot. It's getting hyper scaled every seconds. So I think the uh, role of a diverse person is to understand how these are happening, and if any chances comes, they have to implement. So that's what I love about DevOps, and that's why I got into it.
And yes, that was your dedication and your hard work for which
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
we
there
can
is
see in your journey.
there's a saying like DevOps is a not a fresher friendly job, because it is not a single thing. I think it's the only job market that is very popular, but you have to learn a lot of small things in silos and make understand how this coherently this works together. Then only it makes sense. If you are working, suppose you are working as a cloud engineer and only building infrastructure using Terraform, Crossplane, etc., then that is only part of job, and it is very hard to get job through that only. You have to understand CI/CD, then you have to understand a little bit of security. So a little bit of everything is matched into DevOps. It's a very open-ended, and many multiple things are there to learn. And there is no never-ending. Like almost, I feel like every month one or two things are coming up. So that's what DevOps is, and we have to accept it, and somehow we have to go through it.
Exactly, sir. And without guidance of any senior person over here, we think it will be difficult for the students,
Yeah.
those who are interested in DevOps. So next, move on to the let's move on to the next question. That is, you have contributed to the companies like K8SUG, India, and written blogs and talk. Why is community contribution important, and how a beginner like me can start?
So blog I started writing out of not out of something like I want to write a blog. So I came a problem came out to me. I solved the problem. I could not find the problem online. Then I thought I need to document it. Otherwise I also started forgetting. Like 6 months back I solved some problem. Then I right now I have to reinvent the wheel, understand how it is happening. So my whatever the small blogs I written, if you see, majority of them are very crucial specific problems. Okay, suppose there is a service called Data Factory in there in Azure. How to implement CI/CD? There was no proper guidance or there. So I written that, not Data Factory, say Synapse Analytics. So there was no mention of that how to build a CI/CD. So I built it for a purpose, and then when I see it's working fine and really making difference, then I thought about documenting it. Later I saw many people got help from that, and many people reached out to me. Okay, I got this into this problem, that problem. Now there are many blogs, but that time when I written in 2022 or 3, there weren't many. So that why I think if you face any issue, it is very crucial to document it, so that next time when you see the issue, you might forget how you resolved it, but that particular thing might help you. And community, I think, is the key, because in when you go into a meetup or a community meetup something, you learn a lot of things which you don't from books or online, because a community is a culmination of people from different backgrounds, different thought process. So I might not agree with you on a technological thing, but the more I talk with you, the thought you have, I get to know that. The thought I have, you also get to know that. And that way, we are always, sometimes some tools also coming here and there. We might not hear about that. We are busy with our own work and all. So community gives a place to interact with multiple people, listen to sessions from diverse background of people, understand what they are doing in their industry, what the latest trends are coming up, so you get a glimpse of the future, what's are going to happen. So if suppose, if given an analogy, in a community 5 speaker comes and they talk about 5 different technologies that they are implementing in their companies, so you understand that these way the things are going, right? They are using these tools are there, so you know, okay, if I want to be prepared for future, I also need to understand what is happening, not deeply know, but at least get in touch with what is happening and what not. So
Exactly.
that's why community helps.
And I personally think software engineering is a thing in which we can't expect everything from book.
Yeah.
Or and there is not proper documentation for everything what we are doing and
Yeah,
what will be
definitely, and it's rapidly upgrading itself.
yeah.
So
And here is where the role of community comes, and where we collab with each other, and we contribute, and we do the things which aren't possible to do.
yeah, yeah.
And fourth question is, you hold a lot of Azure and Terraform certifications. So how should students like me can plan to learn cloud platforms and automations tools such in a such early age of life?
See, I will ask you another question first. So, why do you want to do the certification? If I ask you, what would be your answer?
To enhance my skills.
See, the certifications are somewhat costly, right? If you are paying from your pocket. So, the reason you have to study for certification only, if you want to learn a diverse certain of things. I'll tell you, not a single certification that I have done. I have not used 100% of them in any organization. But the thing is, certifications are built on a syllabus basis. So if you want to be Azure administrator, these are the set of the things you need to be aware of.
Okay.
From those 10 things, I might only use 3 or 4. The rest of the thing I might not be aware. So that's the reason I do certifications.
Right. Right.
Right. So I am expert in these 4 services, but I know what is happening in other services as well. So that is the reason. There are not a single company that can give you a job where you get to explore 200 plus services every day in and day out. Only might be 10, 12, 20, maximum 30 services you will be using. Rest of the services are there, they are also rapidly developing. Even if you learn something today, after 6 months, the service might get depreciated, it might get upgrade to something else. So do not know what is actually happening. To get in touch all of that, certifications are a good way to do it. And also, I think that when you get a time bound something, right, like I have to prepare for something, the pressure itself helps you learn a lot more, rather than if you go and browse as you learn one random thing, you might not know the path they provide, right? You have to learn step by step this to pass the certification. That helps into understanding what is happening across all the things, rather than your specialization, what on what you are working on.
And the last question is, sir, if you were in our place today, so as a first year AIML student, what tools, projects, or platforms would you start learning immediately? to enhance your career?
Right now, if I am a student, I will probably start learning about MCP and build projects around MCP or around something which involves AI but hasn't been built already yet. Maybe it's a small section of thing. Maybe I'm thinking something like a IRCTC ticket booking MCP app.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that might take time, might fail, but I will try that. Because if I again do a capstone project, what already has been done, or a PTEL's database data science algorithm Jupyter notebook, I don't think other people will value it. Or again, if I go and raise some unnecessary PRs in some large project in GitHub, maybe my score will increase and people will value it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, project you have to do on your own, and you have to learn doing it. You have to love doing it, and
We should
the,
make something unique that
and end
will
of the
help
day,
all the
don't copy something that have already been there.
right.
Even if already been there, you find it there are some feature missing. Add the feature, that is okay. But don't just already suppose they have done something. Just don't copy that. Maybe if you see there are some lack of thing are there that already built software, you want to improve that, then it's fine. But don't just copy to showcase on your portfolio that I have done that.
Exactly.
It does not make any sense, and
And
it's
it will
not.
make us a copy paste engineer.
Yeah, and you'll face a lot of problem also. So rather than do one small project, but that should be unique, and you know in and out of everything in it.
Right.
So if someone asks, okay, what is this, you know every line of code how it works, then it makes sense. And if you would ask me what I would have done 15 years back, present times, I would do the same thing. And recently, I am fascinated by MCP, how it's working. Maybe I'm not sure if we can integrate MCP with a stable diffusion model or flux dev or 4.0 to generate images based on certain criterias. Maybe not a random thing. Maybe if I pass something, one few parameters, and then probably that's an idea. But there are a lot of use cases are there. This IRCTC ticket booking, I was thinking I built that, tested it, it was working, but this can be further improved. I was just had a test. Flight booking app, you can make like you chat it like I need this flight, show me the latest rate. Okay, book this particular one, and it will book you. Maybe you have to provide some link, payment link, it will give you. Just pay there. That solves a lot of users' valuable precious time, and it can go big. Even if it does not go big, you have learned something. So that I think can be a good option to try out.
Exactly. And I hope our students have got all the questions answered. And thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for
For your time and for your efforts, what you are showing. And I think this podcast might help for our students to excel in their academics and their career. And thank you for joining us again. And your journey was truly very inspiring and insightful. So let's meet up again.
sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.